Welcome to Meet the Coaches as part of Global Music Match with your host, Glenny G, the coach of coaches. All right, here we are again with another edition of Global Music Match, Meet the Coaches. And today we are meeting with Tanya. So the first question, what is your name?
It's Tanya. Tanya Gallant. I'm Tanya Gallant, and I am in Prince Edward Island, Canada.
Oh, well, you've answered two of the questions. What is your team number?
Number 10.
Team number 10.
Oh, 10.
Where were you born?
In Summerside, Prince Edward Island.
Summerside, Prince Edward Island. How often is the sun out in Prince Edward Island, in Summerside?
Oh, good question. Well, I don't live in Summerside anymore. I'm about an hour away, but I feel like if it's sunny here, it's sunny there. Lately, probably 6 days a week.
Oh, it is summer. Well, that goes into the next question, which is, where do you currently reside?
I'm in Charlottetown.
How nice.
Yeah, the capital.
How nice. What's Charlottetown famous for?
We are the birthplace of Canada. This is where all the prime ministers met in the 1800s and decided to form the country. True story.
What else? You're missing the main thing that everybody will be excited about. Who else is there? Isn't that where Miss Green Gables is? Isn't she around?
This is true. We are also the birthplace of Lucy Maud Montgomery, who wrote Anne of Green Gables. So if you're visiting PEI, yes, there is a lot of Anne-related stuff to do.
100%. And why do you live there?
You know what? I've lived a couple other places over the last 10 years or so, and for me, it's the water. I missed the water. I mean, we're an island, so obviously we're surrounded by it. And the other cities that I lived in had what they called beaches, but it certainly wasn't the beaches, the type of beach that I was used to. So there came a time when the water just called us back home.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What is your occupation?
I am usually an event planner, but there's not a whole lot of in-person events happening right now. So we've all sort of pivoted. And I'm doing project management for a number of virtual and film projects in the entertainment industry.
Dogs or cats?
Oh, dogs.
Dogs?
Yeah.
And a specific PEI question. Oysters or lobsters? Which are the best?
Oh my gosh. You know what's funny? Okay, for me, lobster, definitely. I had never eaten an oyster until about 3 days ago.
Oh, what?
No, I had an issue with how slimy they look, and I was concerned about the texture. So I went to dinner with friends last week, and they said, no, you have to do it. But we got them broiled a little bit, so it wasn't quite as runny, and it was good. I liked it, so maybe they'll be
best. They are the best oysters. They are the cleanest, freshest oysters I've tasted. They're the best. And when you're talking about making a choice between lobster and oysters, and you can have that comparison, which is pretty wild, and the oysters are winning out over a lobster, you know that they're good oysters. Anyway, we really digress there. What is your favourite word?
Oh gosh, I'm thinking too much, aren't I? I'm gonna go with passion. I think you have to be passionate about what you do in order to have a good balance and enjoy your work, your hobbies, your friends, your family. Yeah.
I think that's good. What is your least favorite word?
I'm laughing because I feel like a common answer to that question is moist, and I would agree with the people who said moist was their least favorite word.
It's a very tactile word, isn't it?
Yeah.
What turns you on?
Talent.
What turns you off?
Mm, judgment? Is that a right way to say it?
Yeah.
Like people who are not open-minded or who are judgmental. Yeah.
Yeah. What is something that you loathe about the pandemic?
Oh, not being able to travel.
What is
I
something? Oh, keep going.
I was just gonna say I've adapted pretty well to everything else, but not knowing when I'm gonna be able to get on a plane and travel somewhere is what's really making me go crazy.
What is something that you love about the pandemic?
I think it has taught a lot of us about how to better manage work-life balance. Yeah.
100%. 100%. What sound or noise do you love?
Music? Is that too vague?
Yeah, let's get more specific.
Um, I think I don't know, my mind just keeps coming back to music. Like anyone playing anything live in front of me with passion.
Good tie-in.
Yeah.
What is a sound or noise that you hate?
My alarm clock in the morning. I'm not a morning person. This is very early for me.
Yeah, sorry. This is relatively late for me.
Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
You know what? One of the things I got to do during the pandemic was work with some film directors, and I had so much fun learning from them. And I asked them millions and millions of questions, and I think that perhaps I would enjoy being a film director.
Ah, awesome.
Yeah,
And now possible
fair
by the
enough.
sounds of it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
What profession would you not like to do?
I think probably anything in the medical field because I don't do well with needles and blood. Yeah.
I can relate to that too. What have you been listening to lately?
Um, oh, wow, kind of a lot of everything. I've been listening to other people's playlists because I decided midsummer that I needed to sort of diversify my playlist a bit, and I kept always coming back to the same. So I've been having friends share their playlists with me, and I'm discovering a lot of artists that I hadn't listened to before, which is great. But also the Team 10 artists from Global Music Match, obviously, who are
Obviously.
all fantastic. Yes.
And lastly, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Um, I think that I would like him to point me in the direction of the people in my life that I've lost. So we can all meet up and have a little party up there. Yeah.
Provided that God is a he. Did I say he?
Oh, yeah, you know what? And it's interesting that I guess that just came out of my mouth naturally, even though I don't know that that's what I believe. I think it's just because I hear people saying that so much. Now I'm going to think about that one for a few hours after we hang up.
And how does he say? I mean, how do they say it? Because they probably just telepathize it. No words would be necessary. So because it's not an entity, it's not a human form. Anyway, we could go down a whole rabbit
Yeah,
hole of
yeah,
existentialism.
that's a whole other conversation.
It'll end up sounding like a Russell Brand podcast or
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying your time as part of Global Music Match.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fabulous program project, whatever we're calling it. It's been really great to see the level of enthusiasm from all the participants, the artists, the coaches, the partner organizations. And I think you've created something really great that can grow and live way beyond these 6 weeks. So congrats to you guys. Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, thank you for joining us on another edition of Meet the Coaches as part of Global Music Match. We look forward to seeing you on WhatsApp and all of the social media outlets during the next few weeks.